Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we will look at a very instructive and cool endgame with a lot of very useful ideas. And at the same time, we will celebrate my student who played this game. His name is Alvin. This young man played in his very first tournament in May. His first rating was under 700. And a couple of weeks ago, he crossed 1400. And a short time ago, couple of days ago, he won a really big tournament and he won quite a bit of money in the process. So great job, Alvin. And just keep doing what you're doing. You are amazing. And I want to look at the endgame, which he played, which is very instructive. Let's pick up this game at this point. So, it's Mike's move, and whenever you have a chance to go to the endgame with just king and pawns, or kings and pawns, you have to calculate to make sure it's winning. And this is what Alvin did, and he calculated correctly that it was winning. So he liquidates to the endgame. Rook takes, knight takes, king takes, pawn takes. So we up a pawn, but it's not so simple. So let's see what happens. So in the endgame, both kings want to play chess. So black brings his king. If he doesn't, a lot of people like to push pawns. Then white king will just make his way up here. So now Alvin needs to bring his king. King d2. Black brings his king. Alvin brings his king, and notice he does not go straight up. He is waiting for the black king to show up, and then he will go here. So let's see what happens. That's what happened. And now they're both going to move their pawns. Because if black moves the king backwards immediately, white king will only come. So black does not want to move the king. So what can he do? Well, he can move here. He can move 2 squares. He can move here. If he does this, we will copy. And then if he does that, we will copy. And he has to move the king. Let's go back. If he moves this pawn 2 squares, we move our pawn 2 squares. He runs out of moves, and he has to move the king. In the game, he moved the pawn 1 square. So again, we copy, because if we move 2 squares, now we have to move. It's still winning, but I just want you to remember this idea that we want to time it so that black runs out of moves first. So let's go back. Alvin plays pawn up. Black moves his pawn. Alvin moves his pawn. And now black has to move the king, which he does. And now there is a very instructive winning plan. Alvin plays here, which is absolutely fine. After king here, this is where the plan comes in. We are going to sacrifice our pawn. And the logic is, after black takes, if he doesn't take, let's say he does nothing, we trade, and then we just go and clean up these pawns. So let's go back. So black will take, we will play here, and after the king moves, we will use this pawn to distract the king. So pawn here, takes, and now we are closer to the pawns. This concept is called the outside passed pawn. This pawn is furthest on the outside. After this trade, our king is inside, he's closer to the pawns. Alvin does not realize it right away. He instead plays here, which is fine, because he's still winning. He can always go back. Black pawn is attacked, so the king needs to defend. And now Alvin gives up his advantage. He plays pawn b4. The problem is we don't really want to trade these pawns. Black does it. Takes. And now it's a draw. Black improves his king. We can only go king c4. And now black just needs to go here and do nothing. But it's still very important why we cannot win this. You'll see this in a second. Black blows it immediately and moves the king backwards. This allows us to play a very simple pawn d5, which will just create an outside passed pawn. So let's say takes, takes. King comes, we distract his king. King comes, and we come and get this pawn, and then we'll queen. Let's go back. Alvin did not realize it immediately. He repeated the position. He went back. He went back. And in this position, now he tried this. It doesn't work, but it's... There is a very, very cool idea why it doesn't work. So let's watch. So Alvin plays d5, black takes. Alvin does his thing. And again, the idea is to use the outside passed pawn. So black plays king e6. Alvin plays a5 and black takes. And taking, which is the most natural move, is actually losing. And the reason it's losing is after takes, black wants to get to one of these squares to stop this pawn. The problem is he cannot make progress. And in the game, Alvin brought his king. So black played here, Alvin brought his king. Black tries his best to get in front of the pawn. Alvin picks up the pawn. Black tries his best. But now Alvin simply plays king b7 and the king cannot approach. If Alvin plays a5 here, it's a draw, because now the king can get in front. Or if you prefer, black king can stalemate the white king. So here, 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 here. Stalemate. Okay, so what should black have done? Black should not take this pawn, at least not yet. He doesn't want to take it here, he wants to take it here. You'll see why. So let's say black avoids this pawn, white keeps running. Black goes back here, white keeps running. Now black takes. White takes, but now the difference is the king is here, which means he can start to run to this square. So king runs, king here, king runs, king takes, and now the king gets here, and we cannot separate this king from this square anymore. And this is a draw because either the king will come here, and we can't do anything, so let's say push, push, stalemate, or, let's go back, we don't let him get here, but then we get ourselves stalemated. So king here, push, king here, push, king here, and again, we get ourselves stalemated. So an extremely useful endgame to remember. Idea number one that you want to remember is the timing is important. You want to make sure when there is this waiting game going on, you want to make sure that your opponent runs out of moves first. So after b6 we play b3, after a5 we play a4, now the king has to move. Now idea number two, I want you to remember, is this idea of the outside passed pawns. So here takes, king here we distract the king. After takes we are winning. By the way, we win this one because we did not trade this pawn, so we still have 2 pawns left. So once we pick up those pawns, it's going to be an easy win. Idea number three that you want to remember is the timing is extremely, extremely, extremely important. So for example, if we, in this position, this actually works. It wouldn't work if the king was here. We already saw why. But now we can do it. Why? Because here takes here, here. And the problem is, unlike the game position, the king is only here instead of here. And now when we push, the king has to move to c6. We push. King moves back, we push. The king goes to grab the pawn, but it gives us just enough time to pick this up and to block the king. A very complicated endgame, a number of useful ideas. I recommend, if you want to get all these ideas and use them in your games, to watch this video maybe slowly, maybe more than once. And I hope you learn something from it, and I will be back soon. Thank you.